Wolfpack, 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 Wolfpack.
Try and build an island, tell me why you think we wildin'.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your host with the most, the best from the Midwest, the overweight lady lover, your not so local supervillain. Ladies want him, men want to be him, your global icon and national treasure, Starks, aka Big Sexy, aka Hollywood Starks Hogan, aka Big Chowder, aka Go Grab the Bill, aka the Dark Skinned Dynamo, aka Starksy Hutchinson, aka Chase Manhattan, aka the Messiah of Maniacal Menagerie, aka Big Poppa Blunt, aka Chase Money, aka God Body, aka Wave Cap Warrior, aka Did the PayPal clear yet, baby? And I welcome you to another edition of the Fake Wolfpack Podcast, the number one, I'll say it again for the motherfuckers in the back, the number one wrestling podcast. You ain't gotta check the numbers, because we done did all that shit for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I welcome you to a wonderful, wonderful edition. I'm back off hiatus. So, hi, haters. Come to see the greatest. I didn't even rhyme. But anyways, so I wanted to come in and do something completely different. I don't want to stick to the same normal thing that you're used to. So once again, Starks is pulling the Starks, and he's going to change everything up. So to bring in these new changes and new things and these new wonderments, because it's a new year and it's a new me. So you already knew this, you little bitch. We're going to talk about HOG and what can they do for 2020. I saw that one of my idols, Master P, good old Percy Miller, has purchased I want to say, controlling share of House of Glory Wrestling. So I took it upon myself. What are some things HOG should do now that they have a partnership with Master P? So the first things first, before we go and say some crucial things and critique what somebody's doing, let's give them their flowers. I love HOG's artistic style. Let's get that out the way. I don't think there's too many other wrestling federations that really show the characteristics of their wrestlers. And what HOG does is they shoot a more grittier guerrilla style product. So what has been transpiring with them is a lot more handheld shots, a lot more just cut angles. It's not shot flat how AEW and WWE is. It's not shot in broadcast style. This is almost shot in a Blair Witch style experimental way. It's a lot more angles, and I can truly appreciate that. It brings a grimier, grittier street element into the production of the wrestling. And I truly love how they do that. I like the music. I like the graphics that they use for them. I like their animation. I wouldn't change anything that they're doing for that at all. I like how it is fun and it's playful. It just really brings in a different level of professionalism to the wrestling world. So when you go look at NWA, you go look at AEW, you go look at Ring of Honor, you go look at everybody else, they try to do the same thing and really copy off of the broadcast style instead of just making, well, hey, I can do something different because it's a new day and age. So some things that I would do with HOG, first things first, I would utilize West Side Gun and Smoke DZA and Wale and utilize the hip hop element. I would do a Warzone style event or pseudo Survivor Series, where you get a team of 4 to 5 wrestlers and they go against one another and they're cutting promos and they're doing things to lead up to this event. I think that would be dope if you had West Side Gun's team versus Smoke DZA's team, then you switch it off and you got Wale, you got Action Bronson. It really incorporates their fans who generally love hip hop and love wrestling, and now it correlates and brings those two worlds together within the mecca of New York City. which is completely crazy because a lot of those people are already kind of centered around there. So you can make this more of a reoccurring thing. I'm certain Action Bronson would get down. I'm certain this is within a Smoke Dizz's wheelhouse. I'm certain this is the booking opportunity that Wale is looking for, and nobody else is presenting in this opportunity. So why not let's give everybody their flowers while they can smell them and inhale them and put together this awesome smoke show. So I think doing that and incorporating that as well would also increase people's awareness of what HOG does. If you use Master P as a general manager, I'm not saying turn him into Vince McMahon, but if you turn Master P into William Regal, and you know, those of the guild really know that William Regal, he's firm, but he also, you know, when William Regal comes out, damn, you about to get a fire ass match. So with that being said, it can also be something good to bring in a general manager type-esque figure for that. And if you're using Master P's star power to leverage this in, I'm pretty sure it could help people to go come back into it. While we're talking leveraging, more matches on YouTube, making things more accessible for people across the board. I think connecting your streaming site to your website would help tremendously, because I had to go through hell and high water to find out it's $4 a month to stream all the House of Glory pay-per-views and whatnot, instead of going to their lovely website, which takes us through the school, which is another aspect that needs to be highlighted. Really depicting what House of Glory does and everything that they can bring in and what they do for the wrestling community is beyond measurement. So more education on that and more connecting people and letting people know what goes on to your social media. You've got some hell of a talent that has been coming out of there. You've had Samoa Joe, you've had LAX, and now with Private Party, like it's looking to be a very prosperous area. And if I was into finding a wrestling school at the moment, that would be top on my list. But integrating your social media and increasing your activity on that and getting everybody there most definitely is something I would like to see HOG do within 2020. Since we're talking all these business moves, let's get into the really fun aspect of it. Let's get into this fantasy booking. So the first person, if I had the general manager role, the first person I would sign would be Simon Miller. Yeah, I know, right? I'm pretty sure you're all like, why? Shouts out Simon. But he's a great wrestler. He's a polarizing figure. He's coming up within the ranks of it, and he's notable and credible. It would be something really good, and it's not somebody who's shooting the moon too much of that he's calling in too much star power, and it's going to command something, let's say, like a Marty Scurll or an Enzo Amore or even fucking Shane Taylor. All these people are going to try to warrant in something super grand, but I'm pretty sure you can bring in Simon Miller and you can work up a few shows and things to really draw out the storyline. But who knows? He just did he's going to go do a match with Sami Callihan coming up in the near future. So Simon Miller's numbers and rates might be going up. Next on the list for me would be Marty Scurll. That's just a simple, easy one. Enzo Amore. I'm pretty sure nobody has booked the Enzo versus Tama Tonga angle. That is probably one of the hottest feuds right now, and it's not even housed anywhere. That's just two dudes who hate each other. So if you can put them two in a ring and get them to work to some capacity, I am certain the community would love you for it. Next on my list would be Lana Austin, coming from across the pond. Can't say exactly. I'm not sure. I don't want to give off any wrong information, but she's pretty dope. I think we saw her on NXT UK. They didn't make any signings for her. I think she appeared in Impact as well. But nonetheless, she's just all over across the board. And in my mind, I was certain that was going to be something that WWE picked up within the next year or so. But they went with Scarlett Bordeaux, which was still another one of my calls. But nonetheless, she's not anywhere right now. That would be a good pick. Chris Bay, coming all the way from the West Coast. Snatch him up as quick as you can, because that is probably him and Funny Bones are the two guys that I see from the West Coast that on the regular basis that I can see WWE or somebody snatching up to hold that talent and foster them and really hone their skills. Next down the list would be AC Romero. and Sam Stackhouse and Barrington Hughes. I think if you set up a match between those three behemoths of men, then have them do a faction afterwards, I'm pretty sure that would be pretty dope and get the fam and the wrestling community talking. Shane Taylor is another awesome pick, and you got him out here with Shane Taylor Promotions. If you think about the prestigious things that he's done with the ROH television title and how well he's defended that, I'm certain that he can come into this federation and do something amazing with them, him and his booking prowess. Brian Cage, that's an easy one. Who knows where Brian Cage is going to go, but while he is out on the indies, I would say book him up and bring some credibility. David Arquette, always awesome. He's doing his thing right now with Bar Wrestling. Not a bad signee, not a bad person to bring in. Priscilla Kelly, awesome for the women's division. And my last and final pick before we get out of here, Jim Cornette with the redemption. Bring him on. Let him redeem himself after his racist follies. So, that has been my picks and selections, predictions, and suggestions for HOG, House of Glory Wrestling. My name is Starks. This has been a wonderful edition of the Fake Wolfpack Podcast. I bid thee adieu.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.